Hi guys, it's Lara. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. So today I will show you how I made these cool leggings with mesh sections. I always wanted to have a pair of these, but I wanted to make them myself. So in today's video I will show you how I adjusted my leggings pattern so that I would have these mesh sections, and of course I will show you how I made my leggings. So if that's something you're interested in, then please keep watching. Here we have the sketch of my leggings and a sketch of the pattern. For this project you will need a basic leggings pattern. So either you know where to buy one, maybe you already have one, or you can simply copy the pattern of your favorite leggings. I have a video on my channel about that, how to do that, so I will link the video down below in case you missed that. I personally use a pattern that I made myself. I copied my favorite leggings and I came up with a front and with a back part. I like having these pieces separately because sometimes I use them for projects where I want to have a side seam. In that case, I add seam allowance everywhere. But for some projects, like for example for this particular project, I don't want to have a side seam, and in that case I always align the front and the back part on the side. And this is what I have done here. And I copied the outline first on a piece of paper. And then I determined if I were to use this pattern for shorts, where would they end? And then I came up with this line. And this line determined where the mesh part would start, because obviously I didn't want the leggings to be too revealing. Then I decided on an angle, and let's say this pencil is my guide. And I simply aligned the guide and then I made this line. And then I decided how wide the stripe of the mesh should be. And then I came up with the measurement A, which I measured on both sides. And then I made another line with the guide. And then I basically kept moving the guide and always making a line that helped me to align the guide below, until I came to a point where I wanted to have the second mesh part, because that way when you keep making lines and moving the guide slowly, you will make sure that this angle will be exactly the same angle like here. And obviously this width is the same as here on the top. So now I had the copied pattern with these two markings, and I simply cut the pattern in all these parts. I marked where is the top on each part, because that's always the best to know how to align it once everything has been cut in pieces. And then I had the pattern for the top, then the first mesh part, then the midsection, the second mesh part, and then the bottom section. And what you will have to do is to add seam allowance everywhere around each edge. And then I have decided that I wanted to have cuffs on the bottom, so I made a rectangle that was as wide as the bottom. I decided on a width of the cuffs. Let's say this is the measurement B, and I doubled it, so this is 2B, and then I added everywhere seam allowance, and you will see how I made the cuffs during the tutorial. Now for the waistline, this time I have used a special elastic band that looks really decorative, but what you can do is to measure this, and I'd say take away 1 inch. So if this would be measurement C, you would need C minus 1 inch times 2, and that would be this measurement. Then you would need to determine the width of your waistband. Let's say this is measurement D, and then again you would double it. So this is C minus 1 times 2, and then you would come up with this rectangle for your waistband, and you would also need an elastic band. I used for my leggings a simple black jersey with 8% spandex and a stretchy mesh fabric that is actually quite thick. I feel like it's always better than to have a very thin one because it's a little bit firmer. And especially if you're gonna do sports in the leggings, it's always best to have a really great quality. Now, I made them in black and I used black mesh fabric, but just to give you an idea how to do this differently, if you don't want to use mesh, you just want to have two different colors, you could, for example, make the parts that I made of mesh in one color and use the same color for the cuffs and also for the waistband, and then you could use another color for these sections, and I think that would look also great. So this is just an idea how to make these leggings a little bit differently. And now let's have a look at how I made my leggings today. Here we have all the parts for my leggings. Let's start on the left. Now this is the top part made of jersey. I have used a cotton jersey with 8% spandex. Below that one, or like towards the right, is the first mesh part. Then we have again a jersey part. This is the second mesh strip, and that's the bottom of the leggings. First, I pinned all mesh pieces to the jersey sections. I always made sure that I was pairing the correct sections. If you are a beginner and you need here a little help, the best way is to make some kind of mark on the top of each section so that you would know which way is up. And you can also use little sticky notes which would say like, okay, this is top, this is middle, and this is bottom. And here is the leg part once the mesh was pinned in place. This is what it looked like when I pinned one side of the leggings together. So you can see here the mesh strips. And here on the bottom, this is going to be my edging because I have decided I want to have cuffs on the bottom. So this is a rectangle. You can see the rectangle here on the top, and this one is already like folded in the middle. And the width of the rectangle is the same width as the bottom of the leggings. And this thing here is going to be my waistband. Now, instead of making a strip of fabric and putting a regular elastic band in it, I have decided to use this elastic band because it's really pretty and it makes things also a little bit faster and easier. I have sewn the parts together with stretchy overlock stitch. That's the stitch I'm basically always using whenever I'm sewing something made of stretchy materials. Here is what it looked like. I also cut back any excess fabric. Once all the mesh pieces were sewn in place, I have folded the seams towards the jersey sections, and then I have sewn through with stretchy zigzag. Next, I pinned the top middle sections together. And then it looked like this, and I have sewn through with stretchy overlock stitch. Once that was done, I cut back any excess fabric. As a next step, I started pinning the leg parts together. Here's what it looked like once that was done. And I have sewn the parts together again with the stretchy overlock stitch, and then I cut back any excess fabric. I have sewn the ends of the elastic band I was using together, and then I pinned it to the waistline. I have sewn it on with stretchy overlock stitch, and then I folded the seam to one side and I have sewn through with stretchy zigzag. I put the leggings on in order to find out where to cut the bottom so that I could sew on the cuffs, and obviously I had to sew the side of the cuffs together first. I folded the cuff in the middle, and then I pulled the cuff over the right side of the bottom of the leggings and I pinned it in place. And then I have sewn it on with stretchy overlock stitch. Once that was done, the bottom of the leggings looked like this. And here we have the leg part, and then my leggings were done. So this is how I made my leggings with mesh sections. Of course, if you do not like using mesh, you can always use a jersey with a pattern or a jersey in a different color. And I think this would be also a great project where you could use up some scraps of jersey that you still have at home and you didn't know what to do with them. And that's it for today. I have several other projects already planned and I'm so excited about that. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. And if you ended up liking today's video, please give it a thumbs up because that really helps my channel. And I've linked down below also my vlogging channel, all of my Instagram accounts, and several videos and playlists that might be interesting to you. And look at Hercules, he is so sleepy and cuddly today. Oh, I love him so much. Anyway, that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much and I'm looking forward to seeing you with my next video. Bye!